Hello, everyone, and welcome to the newest edition of the horror game. There's a lot of updates that we did over the last week. We now get a fully functioning base game for this. There is some things still missing, and this is still going to be a work in progress. As we get more updates, we will post them, or maybe not post them because like the base game's done now. But as we get closer to getting the full release ready, then we'll post some content for y'all to check out. But I'm gonna start with this. This main menu is not going to be included in the build that I'm gonna do, and I'm going to show you why. But here's the main menu and what that would look like. Play, game, and quit are functional. Options hasn't been created yet. We have a loading screen, um, and then the quit. If we click no, we'll go back to the main menu. Yes will take us out. So real quick, I'll show you that. So let me take this one off, and then I'll show you why this won't work correctly if I have the main menu equipped here. But I need this one uh, working to show you the main menu for now. So as you can see, it works. If I hit quit, brings me to the quit screen. Hit no, brings me back. And then if I hit yes, it'll bring me out. If I hit play game, it'll bring me my loading screen, then have a delay, and then load in. As you can see, my thing's not working correctly here, which is why the main menu can't be used for the moment. So as I make progression, then we'll use that. But for now, to this fade, the thing there, that's what this is. So we added a fade where when we start the game, it will fade in, and then we'll use the fade widget to do that, or actually a fade out and then a fade in at the end. But basically, we'll use that fade to start the game, and then we'll play a sound, a couple different sounds for the effect there uh, to start us out. And then when we win at the end, the same thing. So, okay, so we can close these out now because this is no longer needed for the moment. Oh, and then the functionality. Here's the coding behind the thing. So on the play game, remove from parent, which would be removing it from the player's screen, putting it on the loading screen, adding it to the player's screen, and then having a delay for 3 seconds before it loads the level. And then we obviously would have to use different reference for different levels if we did that. The quit, uh, play a sound if we wanted to play a sound after clicking the button, remove it from the main menu, put it on the quit screen, and then add that to the player's screen for them to look at. Okay, and then that will bring us here. If we hit yes on the quit, it will play the sound if we have one. A half second later, it'll quit out. And then if we um, click no to go back to the main menu, we play a sound if we want one. A half second later, I'll remove it from that screen, put it back on the main menu, and then put it on the player's screen for them. Okay. Loading screen doesn't have anything. It just has that delay. And then we have this picture reference for later if we want to use that. We'll probably end up having other images from our artists that will be used for that. So, okay. Now we'll get it back into the regular map, third person map. And then we'll show you why that some of those things like that main menu thing are not as significant, in the build. I also did a fix already today for the UN widget at the end. You'll see in the build that the last build that I did, the UN widget doesn't disappear from the screen. I fixed that earlier today. So anyway, let's see here. Right. So this pack here was going to be used for enemy characters, but then whenever I had the enemy character interact, it wasn't doing the stuff that it was supposed to do. So we had these guys, but then they weren't working correctly whenever I was trying to implement them, which is why I didn't end up using that. The environment, they wanted me to create a separate project and then merge with the this current project, which is why I didn't do that, and we're just kind of going by what we have already here. And then the next thing, let's see here. Pictures are here for this. All right, the fades, I already explained that. As you start, there will be a fade out that will uh, have a sound when you play, and then same at the end when you win. And then the rest of the menus, uh, blueprints. The hide door was already here. We created this weapon, so this weapon up here when the player is trying to run from the enemy and needs a way to defeat it, and you don't just want to continuously run from the enemy until it eventually catches you. So we made it where if you don't have this weapon here, this one, then you will not be able to attack with the left left click, left mouse click. But if you have this by interacting, pressing E to pick it up, then you can use the shove feature to kill this enemy. And we might have more enemies in the later editions of the game, but it's a starting point. And so when we have this and then we use it and kill him, then this guy has an animation death. And the fade widget comes in again, telling you that you win. In the last build, that we had, as I mentioned, the UN widget wasn't working correctly because it didn't restart the game, and only worked if the enemy caught you. So I'm gonna make another build uh, prior to posting this, and then that way you guys can actually keep going and play as long as you want. But anyway, we got the audio. We added some. Uh, The scary violins is when the enemy gets close to us. The pain grunts is when the enemy dies. The footsteps, as you know, we did in the last update. The game start uh and the drone fixed. That is the when you start the game, and then this here this uh let's see, the jump scare sound would be when the enemy catches you, and this one, the cinematic boom, would be with that fade if you win at the end. So basically, all these sounds have some kind of significance. All right, here's the AI folder. We have our blend space. We have that shove that it does to catch us. The behavior tree has been updated from the last time. So in the last video, we had it where it will search for the player, roam around, wait 3 seconds, and then search somewhere else. Now we had it where it chases the player, and on the chase player, it moves to and wherever the character is at, and if this is successful, then it's gonna try again. But if not, then it's just going to keep looking. And this one, attack player, defines the player. We're going to cast that to our BPAI, which is this guy, and we'll get into that in a second. We have an attack player function in there, or not function, custom event, and um, and then the delay for a certain amount of time, and I will be successful. So now all these uh, things here. All right. All right, so let's talk about what we've got since the last time. We did not have the pawn sensing last time, so I don't know if that was in the behavior tree. I just went over that it was just attacking the player, but we added a pawn sensing thing here, which shows how far they can see and all that stuff. We can mess with the settings there. But the blueprint interface, I believe, that we, or is it, but either way, we have a tag in the class defaults and or in the class settings, one of the two. So we have the player tag, and if that is true, then if the AI is seeing the player, then we get the Blackboard tasks. And then if that's not valid, then we have the um, music with the chase, and then uh, how far away the enemy is. And then here, the AI attacking the player. This is that custom event that I was mentioning in the behavior tree. If the uh, if we're not attacking, if that is true, then we're going to start attacking. We have a montage that we play. Um, and then if the player is not in range, they're not going to attack. But if they are, we have the logic showing where you're going to be looking as the AI and the applied damage, and then off of that at the end. This part's the any damage. So basically, with the damage the AI does to the player, if or actually no, this is the opposite. If the player attacks the AI, this is what happens. If the AI is damaged, we're going to set the simulate physics that the AI will die, and the character movement mode to none, and we'll have the you win widget, right? So basically telling the player, okay, you win for attacking and defeating the AI. We get the sound from the actor location, and then we have a delay of a certain amount of time, and we have another one. So basically the same thing twice. And then how long of a delay? So this is that after that you win, I had to add this here, the 1 second delay to reopen the level because we didn't have that before in the last build. So making it literally to stay on the you win widget. Okay. Um, oh, and this is also part of the seeing the player. We have the timer by event, and if the uh, AI does see the player, then there's a second delay, and then we get the tasks from the Blackboard in the behavior tree, and then if it is valid, then the fade out. So, okay, that is it for the AI, and then for the regular character. All right, so you saw a minute ago when I had the main menu plugged in, which is why this wasn't working. But this fades widget, as I was mentioning earlier over here, this fades widget here, fades in now to start it in game, and it also applies on this one too. But basically the fade here, when we start the game in the regular map, having this one to start out, we reference that fade widget and we get it to fade out for the player. We play the sounds for the play start. You won't have this working properly if you have this plugged in with the main menu plugged in. It just won't work. Okay. The next thing, we have the flashlight logic from last time, which you guys knew because I had gone over that. The interact as well. We went over that in the last one. All right. If the enemy catches us, this is now the player. If the enemy catches us, we're going to disable the input of the player, and then we're going to fade in the thing, so the black screen, and we have the jump scare sound, and delay a second, open the level again, for the player to start again. Equip the weapon. So when just like when we press E to get into that closet, or not the hide door, we have an equip weapon event that we have a weapon here that the player can pick up, and if we have the weapon, then that's true, and we're going to have the new visibility on the screen of the weapon. By default, it is invisible because we want to make sure that the player has picked it up and is now using it. And then to attack, if we have the weapon, if that's true, the player can now use the push animation to kill the enemy. And then, of course, where in the range is that AI at, and then how much damage we cause to it. Okay, so that is your basic loop. Everything works, and so let's get to it here and show you guys the game in action now. And then we'll do a new build so that way you guys can play with the UN widget working correctly at the end of this. And there will be more updates. The environment will be updated later. As of right now, the environment that they had in the tutorial wasn't going to work with this, and so I've got to work on that. Okay. As you saw, the screen went black initially, fading into the level. If the AI catches us, you can see that the thing goes out again. And you got the jump scare. Alright. And then here, if I come up here, interact with this, if the AI catches us, of course it'll reset, but this is the reason I jumped down here initially, so that way I can see the enemy. See, now I can attack. I couldn't do that if I didn't have this picked up. I'll show you that here in a minute too. Alright, so he sees me, he's gonna come over to me. Makes a grunt sound, you win, it reloads the level, right? Alright, if I click right now, I can't attack, which is why you need that particular item up here. And then if I attack in my successfully, then I will win and I'll reset. And maybe I can make a longer delay instead of a second, maybe make 2 seconds, but so I might just 1.5 seconds or 2 seconds. Yeah, but without that you can't attack though. So, and yeah, I'm gonna need to adjust these characters as well, because obviously we want a character that looks scary and not a mannequin. So, but the main core loop is there. So let me look. Third person, and I renamed it first person because, of course, I explained that in the last video that we have the first person camera now. All right, let's do a 1.5 seconds down here instead of 2 seconds, or instead of a second. Let's see. Oh, that's if they kill us. So we're gonna be looking for the regular AI. Okay. All right, and then we'll make it. Let's make it 2 seconds. Hopefully it's not too long. And if it is, we'll just move it up to 1.5 seconds, or move it back to 1.5 seconds. And again, I'm going to package this again right afterwards, after we're off this video. He doesn't see me. It's a little bit long. Okay. 1.5 seconds. Okay. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so now that will load up a second and a half after winning, and and you won't be stuck on the permanent you win right here. And so what I mean by that, let me show you real quick. Okay, wrong one. Let's go. Oh, I have it right here. It's already open. Okay. All right. So if we go in here, the game will automatically start, and there's not really a delay because we don't have the menu in there currently. But you'll get caught a couple times, but then once you get things going, then you'll be all right. Okay. Here's the build, the last build, and we're gonna update that as soon as we get done with this video. Oh, come on, load this thing, please. Dang it. All right. It's taking forever to load. All right. So as you can see, we're in the build now, though, in build 8. And the one we're about to do is build 9. I can pick up the thing, but then after this, you'll see that it doesn't load you back. And then obviously I'm getting caught by the enemy. It does reset, but obviously you don't want to just see the you win, which I just fixed. So we will repackage the build for you guys so that way you can see what's going on. Let's see here. All right. So with that, thank you guys for checking out this update of the horror game, and I look forward to seeing you guys on future editions, and stay tuned.